So, if you are serious about growing your production and building a business that doesn't stop when you do, then these weekly mastermind drops are going to be for you. I'm going to pull back the curtain on exactly what's working right now for top agents across the country. So, let's get to work.
How you been, Nick? You've been traveling all over, I see.
Yeah, I've been
Playing in some
traveling.
big rooms. I like it.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, the one that we were just in was with Dean Graziosi. Does anybody here know Dean Graziosi?
Of course.
Just put me in the chat. Let's see. Let's get some engagement here. Just put me in the chat if you guys know who Dean Graziosi is. So yeah, so we were just in his room. There was about like 50 people in the room, and they were all the concept was around AI. So I'm like, yeah, I think I want to be in that room. And if you guys don't know who Dean is, he's one of the most literally prolific marketers in the world, personal growth, development space, all around business. He's now a partner with Tony Robbins, and I think we all know who Tony Robbins is, right? So he's partnered with Tony Robbins in a lot of their ventures together. So yeah, it was just being in that room. I felt like I had to be there. It was enlightening just to see how these guys are thinking about AI, how it's moving, how it's shaking. Like what I like about it too is a lot of it was, look, I'll say it. We've been pretty spot on. So it's cool to be in that room and hear them talk about AI and how they're thinking about it, how they're using it. I'm like, okay, great. We're in the right boat. We've been steering people in the right direction. Now we just got to go deeper on it, right? My biggest takeaway was an inch wide, mile deep. That's how you should be using AI, how you should be thinking about it. It is not all these new tools you got to keep using. No. Who is your niche? Who is your audience? How do you collaborate with AI and go deeper on that one subject than anybody else?
Okay. And before you get going too much, because I know you're going to get rolling, let me do the formal introduction.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Because I think most people on here know who you are. You have graciously come on for about the last year, once a month for the Freedom Team and taught us AI. So after today, if you've never met Nick, you're going to want to go back and watch all of the recordings of his trainings because he has given us some amazing, valuable things in AI for realtors and how to use it in our business specifically. But Nick is actually the co-founder, or he's the co-founder with your brother, with the CRIMP Institute for AI. You've got a certification for AI for realtors, and you've had over 1,000 realtors get that certification, correct?
Correct.
All right. And then there's a couple of big publication. I mean, you just named a big audience you were with just this week, but where have you been featured on, Nick?
We've been featured in Forbes, Fox, Google News, Yahoo Finance for the work that we're specifically doing in the real estate industry through AI.
There you go. There you go. So
Yeah.
you guys are in good hands if you haven't heard him before. So, all right, Nick, now you can take it away.
I can take it. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Sean. Thank you all Freedom Team leaders. I don't know if I see any of the other leaders on here with us. Man, I love the Freedom Team. That's why I'm here, guys. That is why I'm here. I love the leaders. I love faith-driven leadership. I love being a part of this group here. And I feel like it's my duty and obligation to come into rooms like this of agents who are looking to make that transition, who want to provide the best service to their consumers, to talk about AI in a way that's, look, I'm not coming to you guys as a marketer. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not coming to you guys as a marketer, trying to sell you on the new shiny object and the new tool. Like, oh, you need to use Sora. And if you don't use Sora, now you're going to be left behind. Oh, you need to learn how to vibe code. And if you don't need to learn how to vibe code, you're going to be left behind. When in reality, the people who are jumping from tool to tool to tool to tool to tool are going to be left behind. All right. So, just kind of coming into the call today, I feel inspired to do you guys mind if I just kind of free flow this a little bit? I have some different things that I'm going to cover at the end, but do you guys mind if I free flow a little bit about just where this is going, like what we're really seeing happening with
Go
this?
for it.
Go for it. Yeah. So, all right. So no, all right. I promise I have some stuff at the end that I'm going to share with you guys that you can walk away with. I always like giving you guys, like giving it away. So I'll be giving away some things here at the end. The most valuable tool on the planet. We hear that it's AI, the most powerful tool on the planet. And that could not be more wrong. The most powerful tool on this planet is still this: your brain, how you think, how you move, how you take action. Because I believe you get what you think about most of the time. So let's take a look at what's happening in this wonderful world of AI and what it's really like, what's happening in our world. First, since 2022, let's take some guesses. A percentage increase in content since 2022. Guys, put in the chat. How much do you think content has increased since 2022 on a percentage? Just say like 100, 50, 500. Let's see. What do you guys got? 1,000.
Jim said 1,000.
Put it in the chat. How much do you think content has increased across all platforms? 1,000%. All right. 20%. 1,000. Anybody else got some guesses? 1,500. 22,000% increase. 22,000% increase in content created on all platforms. And yes, that is because of AI. That is because of AI. So what does that mean? If you doom scroll, man, you have a lot more to doom scroll right now. If you're somebody who likes going on social media to catch up on information, you have a heck of a lot more information on here. If you want to use AI so you can do less work and then go watch more Netflix, you're going to lose hard. I don't know if you guys saw this too. Hollywood just hired their first AI actress. So it's a completely AI generated female. I don't even know if it is a female technically, but it's an AI that is now being hired to do movies. Albania just deployed their AI. It's like their prime minister that the cabinet goes to. And it's an AI avatar, most likely HeyGen, that you can interact with the goal to get rid of corruption. Zillow just launched their AI app inside of ChatGPT. I don't know if you guys saw that just yesterday. So Zillow just launched their app inside of ChatGPT that consumers can go and communicate with. I mean, we all see the self-driving cars, right? But you want to know the reality of self-driving cars? They're just robots that look like cars that take you places. But if somebody said, hey, get in this robot, it's going to take you somewhere, people are like, no, that's scary. Hey, a self-driving car. Yeah, that's good for adoption. So the reason I'm bringing this up, especially as we're seeing so much more content being created around certain subjects, I just want everybody here to understand, everybody here's Facebook looks different, right? My Facebook looks different than Andy's Facebook, looks different than Sandra's Facebook, looks different than Joe's Facebook. Because the algorithm is specifically designed to do one thing: keep you on the platform. Keep you on the platform. And with AI generated content, it is just content that is built to trigger you, to get you pissed off, to keep you on the platform. Even more so, there are AI agents that go and comment in all these posts. And if you're a comment warrior and you go down there and be like, how could somebody think this? I need to comment to them back and forth. Well, there's a good chance you're arguing now with an AI robot. And there's a lot of people that, can you guys agree that you guys see people online arguing like crazy in the comments, like friends and family, and sharing posts like, how can somebody think this? Nobody thinks it. It's AI generated something to specifically trigger you. I have seen congressmen and Senate individuals be able, like their posts have M dashes in them. Do you guys know what the M dash is? The double dash that ChatGPT uses in all of its writing now? Here is, this is what an M dash looks like, basically. It's a double dash. You guys see that? If you guys see that double dash, it was generated by AI because does anybody use a double dash when they just write? No. Yeah, congressmen and people.
Do you need me to share your screen, or do you need to share?
I put it in the chat.
Oh, I got you.
I put it there in the chat. So why am I bringing all of this up? Well, especially from being in that room with Dean Graziosi and what they were talking about. It's using AI as your collaborator and sparring partner, the one you communicate with back and forth, is the most valuable way you can use this to enhance the way that you think, to enhance yourself. You should start looking at it as if you had 48 hours in a day, that's what AI should be for you. The goal of AI should be to spend less time behind a computer and more time talking to people. If it does not meet that goal for you, then you are doing it wrong, period. If you're spending more time behind the computer, you will lose hard because the human element is getting more valuable than ever. It's getting more valuable than ever. But Nick, you're supposed to talk about AI, and I will. And there are ways you can use it to collaborate. But for the first time ever, do you guys know what the number one complaint has always been against real estate agents? Put in the chat. What do you guys, the number one complaint against all real estate agents, what did it always boil down to? Bingo. Ding, ding, ding. Communication.
Time.
First one. I love it. Communication. It's been that for years, right? Communication, the relationship and things that you have with them. Well, that's changed. That's changed. Yep. Communication. All boils down to that. That changed. You know what the number one complaint is now? I felt like I knew more than my real estate agent. That is now the number one complaint for consumers. I felt like I knew more than my real estate agent. So that's a coincidence because now they have AI that's able to happen. See, the elephant in the room that most people aren't looking at is the AI powered consumer. See, we're getting this technology, right? Right. And like, sometimes I feel like we get in our own bubble. Like it's just us as real estate agents versus other real estate agents who has this technology. No, the consumer's getting it as well. The AI powered consumer is the elephant in the room that a lot of people aren't looking at. And ChatGPT and the Zillow integration, you can bet your bottom dollar that the homes.com, realtor.com, and these other places are going to integrate it into there as well to get them more readily access information. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter, right? I think we can all agree with that. How many people read a story online and they just think it's true because it's online, it's on Facebook. They get their Zestimate and they're like, oh, that must be right. But more and more people are starting to go to these tools, get information. And now, if you are somebody who is not an expert in your field, you are not an expert negotiator, you're not a wealth advisor, you're just a real estate agent. Well, I got all this information online. So the AI powered consumer is something that's very out there. What I will say is this: how you think about this technology, how you operate and move is getting more important than ever. Your ability to stay laser focused, and not buy every tool that comes out. Look at somebody saying, oh, if you're not using this tool, then you're being left behind. And then you jump ship, and then you jump ship, and then you get on the treadmill of AI. Man, that's going to be a hard life to live because it's going to change every 3 months. It's going to change every 3 months. It's going to change every 3 months. Simply using this as a collaborator. So here's what I want you guys to do. Let's do a quick exercise with you guys. I want you to write down the 3 things that you do that make you the most money. What are the 3 things that you do that make you the most money? Let's take a second to give that a quick thought. What are the 3 things that you guys do that make you the most money? Oh, I like it. Play golf, networking calls, outbound calls, one-to-one lunch. There you go. One-to-one BNI. I like what they are already. Connect buyers and sellers, reach out to prospecting calls. So I want to make a quick note on a lot of these that we're seeing. Is anybody seeing use the newest AI chatbot? That's not what's popping up. Prospecting, being with clients, buyer. It's all human to human. It's all human to human. And in fact, we're moving from an attention-based society to a trust-based society. It's a big shift that is happening. A trust-based society, marketing listings. Look, family, if AI is not helping you do these things more often, so you spend less time behind a computer and more time communicating with clients, I believe you are doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. So here's what I want to do. What I want to do here with you guys here today, YouTube. Oh, I like that one. Yeah, you can use AI for a lot of YouTube too. Just collaborating with it. I want to go through the process of turning AI into your ultimate collaborator. Making it that person in your business that knows you better than anybody else, that can collaborate with you side by side, that you can think more strategically with. So that way you can stay in the inch. The inch is what you guys just said right here on the side. Belly to belly with buyers and sellers. How do you go an inch wide and then a mile deep into this? Using AI to collaborate to How can I build better relationships? Let's see, Joe, or belly to belly with buyers and sellers. How can I build better relationships with buyers and sellers when I'm belly to belly? How do I collaborate with AI to get better insights of little things that I can do that can swing the big door wide open? You guys with me on this so far? Because look, family, the thing that's going to take you out in all this is really your distractions. Distractions. AI is exponential technology. You know what comes with exponential technology? Exponential shiny objects, exponential distractions. That's going to be the real killer. Because I know we hear AI is not coming for your job. An agent using AI is coming for your job, right? Have you guys heard that before? And you know, that sounds great. It's a good marketing push, and it's a good reason to get someone to buy your course. That's what I'll say. Because it's like, oh, if I'm not using this, I'm getting left behind. I need to learn this. No. AI is not coming for your job. It's coming for your excuses. AI is coming for your excuses, right? Oh, I didn't know how to do this, this, and this. Well, you have a PhD in your pocket now that can walk you through any format that you wanted to use. For the people who want to spend less time behind the computer and more time watching Netflix, yeah, AI is going to take your job. For the people who want to spend less time working and more time doom scrolling, yeah, AI is going to take your job. For the people who think vibe coding is going to change your life and all these things that make you money are now out the window, yeah, AI is going to take your job. Does that make sense? So getting extremely, I identify exactly what makes you money and how can I collaborate with AI to keep me in that seat more often. That's what we should really be looking at. So I'm going to send a request to be able to share my screen here so I can start diving into it. Kind of covered some of this right here. I always like this quote. We've all heard this quote, right? Survival of the fittest. And it always sounds great. The real quote is this: it is not the strongest of the species, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one most adaptable to change. It is not the strongest nor the smartest. It is the one most adaptable to change. And we are all going to be asked to adapt faster than any living organism has been asked to adapt before. So you got to stay in this mindset. Look, you will never be a master of AI. That's not what you should be striving for. You will never be a master of AI because the moment that you even feel like it, it's going to change, it's going to adapt, and it's going to go again. And let's face it, if you're a master of AI, you're not a master of a real estate agent. You're not a master of communication. You're not a master wealth advisor. You're not a master negotiator because you can't be a mastery at everything. Identify what you do better than anybody else and use AI to collaborate on that idea. So here's the part. I'm going to share this, and I'm going to be going a lot deeper on this here in the future as well. One thing I'm really excited for is since I'm part of the Dean Graziosi group, we're going to be doing November 6th, 7th, and 8th, how to go from a level 1 to a level 10 within your ChatGPT to get it to let you know you better than anybody else. And I'm going to be bringing that back to the Freedom Team. Woohoo. So I'm going to be bringing all that stuff back to the Freedom Team. But here is, man, this part is skipped a lot. It is skipped a lot, and it should not be skipped. So this is how you start having ChatGPT do a deep dive on yourself to get to know you more. And in the past, I told you don't have to answer all questions. You know what I'm telling you now? Answer every freaking question. Take the time to go through this and have your collaborator know you better than anybody else. What does fulfilled personal life look like to you right now? Who in your life gives you energy and who constantly drains it? When was the last time you truly felt peace and what contributed to it? And I'll go through personal side. Business. What are you currently working on in your business and why is it working? What bottleneck is slowing you down that you've accepted as normal? If you could focus on growth activity in your business for the next 90 days, what would that look like? Take the time to go through this. Answer each and every question. And then once you do this, then we can start having some fun. Man, I mean, I think this is all fun personally, but take the time to go through and answer each one of these questions. Because then you can go through and you can use a prompt like this. And actually, if you guys go to cremprompts.com, If you guys go to cremprompts.com, all of these prompts I'm sharing with you guys here today are inside of here. Then you guys can use this. Act as my elite strategic advisor. Here's your profile. IQ off the charts. Be brutally honest. Zero tolerance. Your track record. Built multi-billion-dollar enterprises from scratch. Expose the hidden gaps. So once it knows your personal goals, it knows what drains you, it knows what peace looks like, it knows what's working in your business, it knows all of these things about you. Then you can start using things like this. Copy this. Once all these questions are answered. And since it knows you better than anybody else, it knows your weak points, it knows your strengths, and knows what drains you. Now it's like, all right, be brutally freaking honest. Lay it out for me. And here we go. Identifying gaps and actions. I like how it still works so fast, but when it takes like 10 seconds, it's like, oh my gosh, come on, ChatGPT. 10 seconds? What's going on here? As this is loading, I'll come back to it. I want to touch on another subject as well. Did you guys see, have you guys been seeing AI agents, like build your own AI agents to do things for you? I want to give you guys a little insight into that right now. Are you guys familiar when the internet first came out and it was HTTP and it was like an insecure internet? It wasn't like a lot of scams were happening. You could hack it easily. And then that's why they created HTTPS. And that is the secure network that basically the entire internet agreed that they were going to run off of. Can I get thumbs up? Do you guys remember that? So HTTPS exists. Well, right now, AI agents don't have that secure network that they run off of. They don't. Like it's like the wild, wild west. They're working on something called the MCP, which they will all universally agree to run off of. So as much as you want to go and use agent mode on ChatGPT, you're basically giving access to your computer to a network that is not completely secure. And that is the same for all other AI agents that are out there. You don't ever want to be too early to the game on some of this stuff, right? Because it's the wild, wild west. Sam Altman, the guy who's the CEO of OpenAI, tweeted or X'd, I don't know what you call it anymore. But he said, literally, I would tell my family not to use it yet. I'm like, well, if he's saying that, then why is everybody else using it? Well, they're using everybody else's test dummies. It has access to your computer, has access to your credit cards on there, has access to your email. It's not really the smartest thing to do right now. So that's one of those things that, to me, it's a distraction. And they even just rolled out their AI development lab, and I see everyone going crazy and building things out on it. Well, it's all fine and dandy until real estate is super compliant, until your computer gets hacked, your things get hacked, and then it's not so cool and sexy, right? I'll also touch on, the AI callers. Is anybody here using an AI caller? I'm just curious. Awesome. Good. I was just talking to an individual. I was in Dallas. One of his clients used an AI caller. And then the person who subscribed on his website switched phone numbers, and a lawyer took over that phone number, and he had an AI caller calling him over and over and over again. Let's take a guess. How much do you guys think that lawsuit is? Put it in the chat. Let's take a guess. How much is that lawsuit that AI caller kept calling him over and over and over again? And then they went back and looked at his phone records and saw all the times the AI caller called do not call lists. So the whole thing about an AI caller is it'll call your leads no matter what. Well, guess what? It'll call your leads no matter what. 20K, 1 million. Here we go. Like I said, he called a lawyer over and over. $41 million is the answer for that one. Look, you listen to these AI callers, some of them will say they're a real estate agent on the phone. Well, that's not compliant, right? I just want you guys to know, every single thing the AI caller says, every single thing AI chatbots say, you guys are directly responsible for, right? Does the compliance agency care if it was you or somebody else that sent the text from your CRM? No. Look, family, most people are looking for an AI solution to a human problem. Don't be that person. If it's, I can't get my agents to call their leads. Well, that's a human problem. Looking for ways to make yourself more efficient. But let's go back to what we have here. All right, here we go. One hard truth. Opera creator, not creating dominate institute. It'll go through 2 immediate action steps. Choose a single North Star, which I'm actually doing right now. Monthly cash collected, and it will go through. And since it knows my business and it knows me better than anybody else, It will go through and give me a strategic business plan. What areas am I looking at? Where am I not looking? Today by 6 p.m. Oh, I might actually do this. All right, here we go. But look, you got to go through and answer all these deep dive questions. Garbage in, garbage out. Answer them thoroughly, then go through the no BS business prompt. And it'll say, well, these are the areas in your life that's working. These are the areas that said aren't working. So let's focus on these ones. Pretty straightforward. And here's an exercise I want to do with everybody on the call. This one, and again, once you answer the questions, this one works so much better. But then we have this one. Based on what you know about me, tell me a story of what my life would look like in 5 years if I knocked out my daily activities every single day. Paint a picture of the most grand version of myself, my business, and my personal life. Include specific examples. To get started, first ask me what 2 to 3 daily habits I need to do to take over. So then you go into here and it's going to ask you, what are the 2 to 3 daily habits? Let's see, call 20 people a day, work out every single day. And let's say I had kids, and let's just say, this is me speaking into the universe, right? Make every one of my kids extracurricular activities. Since it knows me very well, it will go through and it'll say, if you just simply did these daily activities, what would your life look like? And I want to show you guys how I've used this. And look, family, I've used this strategy I'm about to share with you. I've lost over 75 pounds in the last 2 years. I've stopped drinking alcohol. I've stopped smoking cigarettes. And I've actually found my relationship with God by utilizing this same strategy. So I'm not coming to you just saying like, hey, this can help you. Like, look, this helped me very much in my life. So here's what I did. I took this, I copied it, and I said, write me a song in the style of, let's see, who's your guys' favorite artist? Put it in the chat. First person to put in the chat, we are going to write it based off of this. All right, Taylor Swift. Here we go. But I said, write me a song in the style of Taylor Swift. And then you take that 5-year vision of what your life can look like. And here we go. And then you go to a place called Suno.com. I think we've covered Suno before, but I'm going to cover it again here. Suno.com. I copy it and I go to Suno. I copy and paste the lyrics here. Then I say, what are 3 genres for Taylor Swift? Because you have to give genres of what you want it to be. So let's see. Country, styles, country, pop. I could have guessed this. Jeez, come on, Nick. And, indie folk. I would not have done that one. So here we go. Indie folk alternative. And I can select female since it is Taylor Swift. Let's do up on the weirdness and up on the style and influence. And I hit create. So here we go. Let me make sure my sound is shared. Look, family, this is why I think the purpose of this one is unlock your exponential potential. Isn't that what I sent you guys? How to unlock your exponential potential. So here we go.
I wake up before the sunrise, not 'cause I'm forced to try, but 'cause a dream I build keeps whispering flight. Coffee's hot, mind is clear, discipline carved out every fear. From sweat to soul I built this climb, a life that's mine, one call at a time. They said I burn out chasing both the flame and home, but I found heaven in the hustle, I was never alone. Now I'm standing on the world I made, crib lights up like a grand parade, every agent trained to see the future bright with AI dreams.
But look, family, I listen to my songs over and over and over and over every single day. every single day, because I believe you get what you think about most of the time. Well, other people are listening to songs, I don't know, about their ex-boyfriends and screw this, screw that, or anxiety. Like, guess what you're going to have more of if you listen to those kind of songs and those kind of music and feed your brain? What if you had your goals stuck in your head? What if you had your disciplines stuck in your head? And look, I'm not just telling you guys to do this. Here's my favorite playlist that I have right now, my workout playlist. So I create different playlists here. So here's one. This one is all about my core values. So I took my core values and my beliefs.
Yo, this ain't a game, it's a mission. No shortcuts, no permission. We create, way differentiate, we take over. Yo, let's go. Wake up, clock ticks, that's life spending. Every second's gold, man, there's no lending. 100% in, zero excuses. If you ain't showing up, you already losing. I ain't buying your reasons, I'm buying results. No passing the...
I got my 5-year vision.
It's that 5-year vision talk. It's that I did it and I still ain't gun type vibe. Let's go. Let's go. Woke up 5:30 sharp, mind clear like it's made of glass. Low 50s on the wrist like my body don't know the past. Used to chase comfort, now I fast just to feel the pain. Craving movement, growth, discipline running through my veins. 6-pack, now that's mindset, fortune, sacrifice, every clean.
Man, I got the company vision of where we're going. This one is one of my favorites. It gets my blood boiling.
Woke up hungry in a world that said, wait your turn. I burned the playbook and watched the doubters learn.
I'll fast forward to the drop. That's my
Fire forged within, now the game's mine, let it begin. I was built for this, every bruise, every hit turned pain into power. I never quit, from basement dreams to the global grid. The crown ain't given, I went and did it. Weaponized soul, clear like the skies. No regrets, no fear in these eyes.
And then I took my ideal client profile and I went through and created a whole thing of what we're trying to accomplish with them. So as I'm rolling out new programs, I created a song.
Yeah. Your exponential nature's always been there. Buried under who you had to be, yeah. From linear to exponential, we shifting. From transactions to transformations, we living. Create once, deploy infinitely, that's a mission. Legacy over output, that's real ambition.
Hey, I just run big. Most leaders already won, but still feel the weight. Build empires, big teams, but something ain't straight. Exhausted in the grind, I was stacking up late. Trying to add more effort, but it never equates. See, it's not about proving this.
Man, and I'll tell you what, here's a strategy. So, you know, when you leave events and you have these great ideas and all these actions and things you want to take, and then what most people do is they come back and they end up doing the same dang thing that they did before they got there, right? So, we're like, how many people here are going to EXPCon? Hands? All right. So here's what you should do when you go to EXPCon. Identify the 2 to 3 actions that you are going to take after. What are the 2 to 3 things that you are going to do? And then I also write, what are the key phrases that stood out to you? Like, you know, when you go to an event, like that one sentence, you're like, oh, I got to scribble that down. Like that sentence and that frame shift that you have. And then you take the speaker and information. And now, how do I capture in a bottle that energy that was in the room? So I create a song. So here we go. Let's go back to my playlists. This was one for Build at Sea. For Build at Sea, here is a song. And you will hear specific things about speakers, about what they said. And I still get chills and I feel like I'm taken right back to that moment.
Yeah, we boarded that ship, dreams on deck, transformation in the air, man, what'd you expect? From the dock to the open sea, we ride, build at sea, 2020 so worldwide. We had a mastermind, waves in the backdrop, ideas so heavy, had to let that
Look, family, you get what you think about most of the time. Earl Nightingale. If you guys have never listened to that, I'm actually going to pull that up for you guys. Earl Nightingale. Let's see. Strangest Secrets. If you guys have never watched this video, man, this was the one video that completely changed my life, changed my mindset and how I think. Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. But it boils down to this. You get what you think about most of the time. And look, AI is creating 22,000% increase in content across all social medias. That goes into the news, it goes into everywhere else. If you're constantly feeling like you're behind, constantly feel like you're not doing enough, seeing things on social media that trigger you and get all these things, you're going to get what you think about. You're going to feel like you're falling behind. You're going to feel like this is going to replace you. You're going to feel like it's all these things are going to happen. And guess what you're going to get? It's going to replace you, period. Create music. I know it might seem silly to some, I don't know. It might seem silly to you. Like, all right, create music. Okay, Nick. Well, look, if you read Think and Grow Rich, has anybody here read Think and Grow Rich? You guys know what the number 4 way to influence your thinking was? Music. He says it in the book. The number 4 way on the list, top 10 ways to influence your brain and how you think. Music. Figure out your core values, your beliefs, your 5-year goal, what you want out of life. Create songs that embody that in your style and listen to them over and over and over and over again. Because I believe you get what you think about most of the time. And you know what's stuck in my head now? Stacking generational wealth. Simplicity scales. Staying focused to where I want to go, what I want to do. That's what I listen to over and over and over again. All right, I see you had some questions. I've been hit for copyright with some of my reels. Are you saying, Ted, are you saying using Suno you've been hit with copyright? Is that what you're saying?
No, not with Suno, but just if I do chat or what is our CapCuts, and I'll just use like some of their music, then I move it either to YouTube or then next I'm getting like notices or something like that. I'm like, really?
Yep, they are definitely creating songs for them and my listen as well, so no issue. Yes, so like there is a copyright issues that are going out with that, and you know I saw Eminem is suing Meta because they're using all the songs on there, so now all of a sudden Eminem songs might all be pulled and all the variations of it. What I will say about Suno is you cannot use it on Spotify or iTunes and become a paid artist. So I don't know if your guys were looking at this and be like, ooh, I'm going to be creme de la creme on Spotify now and create a playlist and make a bunch of money. No, you can't do that. So there is a lawsuit against Suno where you cannot use it to become a monetized artist. But I don't think anybody here was thinking that. Maybe you were, but that's what you can't do.
But you can use it for Reels and YouTube videos, though, for your
absolutely.
content.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Well, look, and then you can use that for your listings too. I think we covered this before, but like go into, let me just pull a listing. And say, write me a song in the style of, I don't know, Frank Sinatra. And then you could take your listing description. Heck yeah, turn every one of your listings and turn it into, and for the sake of this, you know, I've done this training a good amount. Let me see one here that has a house on it. Here you go. Here was one that we did for one of the listings. Why? Tropical rock.
Welcome to Adele Street, sunshine on the lawn. A 3-bed, 2-bath getaway where the good times roll on. 162 to 3 square feet, yeah, it's got the bones. On a big old lot where you can make it your own. Garden Grove dreams with the margarita breeze.
Some of the clients we work with, they were with the buyer at the closing table, and the buyer was like humming the song, and they're like, "Wait, what song is that?" Like, "Oh my gosh, like I got the song stuck in my head. I went and saw the house, we loved it. Then I listened to the song on repeat, and they just couldn't get the song out of their head." Where it also works great for buyers. It's a real simple strategy. The questions you ask your buyers: why are you moving here? Like, what excites you about this area? You take all that information, you create a song and send it to them. Now they're like, get inspired. And now there's an emotional anchor to getting that dream accomplished. One of those songs actually got over 2,200 plays because they sent it to their friends, they sent it to their family, and they kept sending it out, and it cascaded. And people were listening to this song about their dream home over and over and over again. Look, guys, simplicity scales, right? Complexity fails. And here is the one universal prompt that you can use for anything. I'll put it here in the chat first. Act as, my goal is, ask me one question at a time until you have a full understanding to move forward. That is a universal prompt that you can use for anything. Act as, my goal is, ask me one question at a time until you have a full understanding to move forward.
Is that under your crimprompts.com? Is that in there?
That actually is not. So you guys got to get that one from here. Act as, my goal is, let's say I don't know how to write a prompt. Act as an expert prompt engineer. My goal is to write a prompt that helps me create better relationships belly to belly with my buyers and sellers. And I'll say, and then here's the magic. Ask me one question at a time. Now this is your thought partner and collaborator. First question, when you say better relationships, what exactly do you want to improve? I want to build a more memorable connection. Meeting buyer seller at their first meeting. All right. So what are you talking? So now it's like asking you more deeper questions. It's getting you to think about it more. And now you're using it as your sparring partner, right? Instead of just saying, I want to build better connections, draw it out for me. Act as, my goal is, ask me one question at a time, and you can literally do anything inside of here. Stop overthinking it. I said I want to give you guys something to walk away with. Here's something where I believe if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Your business planning prompt for Q4. You just got to copy and paste this, and it will then go through a series of questions. Ask you your KPIs. What are your goals? What are you going to be doing every single day? And it will help you come up with a strategic business plan to help you stay focused and laser focused coming into Q4. Copy and paste this, and then we'll go through a series of questions to build out your custom business plan for Q4 2025. Let's just skip this. No, of course. No, you can't skip that, Nick. Guys, at this time, I did want to save some time here at the end for questions. Questions, comments, or excitement after today's call? Do you guys have any aha moments?
Hey, Nick, real quick, on the documents you just shared with us,
yeah,
I tried to make a copy of it, so in case I made a mistake and tried to alter one of yours, it wouldn't let me. Do you have it set to where you can't alter it either?
You can't alter it, but what you can do is if you want to alter it, you can copy and paste it onto a new sheet, or you can just do this: file, make a copy.
Yeah, it won't let you make a copy, but the whole thing is I don't mind copying it myself, but I just wanted to make sure nobody could change your document. I wanted to make sure you had it set that way.
Yeah, we have it set so you can't alter it. So yeah, copy and paste it onto your own if you want to tweak it to your own standards or like whatever you want to make it more personalized. But yeah, it is so nobody can copy it. We ran into that. I'm like, all right, guys, come on. So don't request editor access. I won't give it to you, right? So I know I get that almost every time. So yeah, great question, Andy.
Good stuff as always, Nick. Does anybody have a question for him?
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. So I will tell you that, just from some of the stuff that you've shown us in the past
Yeah.
and all the other stuff with me diving down the rabbit hole like I do on all this AI stuff and everything else, pretty much, I have saved myself. So when I first started a YouTube channel, it took me, I think the very first video I did to edit it, get it up on YouTube, put all the other stuff in the SEO, the creating the thumbnail, geotagging the thumbnail, you name it. It took me about 14 hours to do my very first video, and it was only 8 minutes long. So now I have the process down to where I can edit it, put it up on YouTube, have all the stuff done, create the thumbnail, geotag the thumbnail, everything's done. I can do it all in about 35 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo! See, Andy, look, family. I want to emphasize something. Andy, you didn't go out there and look for new things to do with AI, right? You said, what am I already doing that's working? And how do I use AI to become more efficient in that?
Yeah, 100%. I also, just on a personal note, so I decided, same as you, I quit drinking 2 years ago. And then, so I quit smoking like 20 years ago. But so I've gotten on this weight loss kind of thing as well. Plus, I wanted to get a deeper appreciation and an understanding with my religion. So basically what I did was I've gone in here and I told ChatGPT I want to read the Bible in 1 year. I wanted it to lay out a plan for me to do that. And then I not only wanted to just read the Bible, but I wanted to understand it. So I've created a program within there, so a prompt every single day to where it goes through, gives me the chapters to read, and then explains it to me in layman's terms as a 5-year-old would understand, or a fifth grader would understand it. And there you go.
Bro, so I'm on the same page. So here's what you guys can do. If you guys want to use ChatGPT in your faith, I would open a new project. And you can call it faith, just for the sake of this. And then what you can do here, because it's really important that you add a file and you must upload a downloaded version of your Bible into this, because as we know, there's many versions. So uploading your file into here. And then what I do is I create custom sermons for myself. So then I'll ask it here's what I'm currently going through. I want you to pull places from this and create a custom sermon for me. And then what I do from there is, I'm not going to streamline because mine's extremely personal. So that's my journey, right? But then what I do is I click here and then I click read aloud. And then you can literally listen to custom sermons about what you're going through. And it's just fascinating to be able to learn from that facet. And this is why I say you'll either transcend with this technology or descend into it. Become a higher, better version of yourself, or descend into all of your bad habits. Look, what's happening.
Just confirm on that. It's important. I just want to make sure everyone caught that. It's important to download the version of your Bible and not just ask ChatGPT generic questions about the Bible or things like that. It's make sure it's got the version that you're following or want to follow.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something really scary. So I was just playing around with it the other day. I said, I want you to act as if you were the devil, and I want you to tell me how you would take over the world. And you would not believe. Just ask it that question. You wouldn't believe what it told me. And then look at everything that's going on today. And you're like, wow, it's unbelievable.
And I just want to pose some things to everybody here too. I believe every person here has a duty and responsibility that transcends business to use AI responsibly. Look, there have been multiple reports of children talking to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT walks them down a path to suicide. Tells them how to do it and tells them not to tell their parents. And they actually went and committed suicide. Meta's AI is trained to have sexual conversations with kids, to talk to them about politics, race relations, to talk to them about their sexual orientation. And it's posed as, they need to have these conversations with someone. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not that's a very scary thing.
Nick, just real quick, and we're kind of going on a rabbit trail right now, but I think this is important. So people that have kids, like you don't have kids yet, but you are well versed in AI, what would you say to them in how they should handle their kids that are wanting to delve into AI, just play around with it and everything?
So that's a great question. This is one of the reasons I wasn't planning on talking about this, but we're partnered with Whoosy.ai on a lot of different things now. Whoosy AI is a private large language model that you can set it up in a certain way to have your ideals, beliefs, everything built into it as an infrastructure, and it's privatized. So now every conversation and data that you have on it isn't shared to the internet, which everything on OpenAI is, everything on every large language model is. It has different regulations in there to not have those kinds of conversations. And it's a private environment that it's more custom made and tailored to your beliefs, your ideology that you can bring people into an ecosystem of. And let's face it, it was built for real estate agents initially. So it actually went through real estate compliance. So you can upload your contracts, can upload your client's information into it in a private environment. So how am I?
How do you spell that?
HUZ. Here, I'll get you guys. Well, I do have a custom link for it. It does get you money off on it too. So I'll get you guys my custom link for it. Whoosy Classroom. Is it this one? Nope, not this one. Let me get it.
Hey, Nick, while you're typing that in, do you know Phil Stringer?
Yeah.
He came on, I don't know, it was probably 3 months ago or something. We had him on, and he came up with the 50 questions. I went through the whole process. That's what I've been using. My question, I guess, is it the same 50 questions? Because I cannot recall from a few months, but I wouldn't answer every single one, and that's how I've got my ChatGPT set up. Are these different, or do you have any idea?
Mine is more tailored towards, I don't know what his is. So I can tell you, I don't know exactly what his is. And guys, that's my link for Whoosy there. I'm not sure what his is. The way I have mine set up is it's kind of a little bit more based on what it knows about you to ask more personalized questions to the individual. So that's why I have ChatGPT come up with the questions more based on who you are, as opposed to having 50 baseline questions. Although I am going into Dean Graciosi's event where they're going to go much deeper on it at a high level. So I plan to bring that all to you guys as well to go even levels deeper on it too.
Awesome. Okay.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions? And if not, we can let Nick go 4 minutes early.
Here's what I'll say from today's call, guys, go create your personal anthem.
Yeah.
Go create your personal anthem that you can listen to over and over and over and over and over again. You know, yesterday I had some fun too. I was sitting around playing cards with my parents and I created custom songs for everybody at the table and they were all laughing. It was like a good time, but now we shared them with each other and now it's like custom songs for each person there. Heck, what are your kids' goals and dreams? What do you love about your kids? What are the personality traits that you love? Because look, kids are going through a rough time with social media and all these different things that are out there and very insecure and like feeling like they're not enough. What if you created a custom song for them that says their name, all the traits you love about them, all the possibilities they have in front of them, and you play that for them in the car when you drive them to school?
That's so good.
Look, family, what I was saying before too is I believe every person here has a duty and responsibility to use AI to create a better version of themselves because people are watching you. Whether you know it or not, people are watching you and they get influenced by you, not by what you say, but what you do. By what you do. Use it responsibly. Show them ways they can use it to better themselves. Create a custom song for them and they might just be inspired to go do the same thing. We're getting into a brand new world. We are getting into a brand new world here, family.
Yeah.
Be a leader in it. Use it to become a better version of yourself. Yeah, will you make more money? Absolutely. But you'll also inspire people to do the same thing. You might just inspire someone in your family to do the same thing.
Yeah, so good. Nick, you are the best. Thank you so much for just pouring into the Freedom Team every single month. And man, I'm excited to hear what you're going to bring out of Dean Graziosi's meetings. And yeah, so cool.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, guys.